This is the Beast Knight, a defender of the bestial sanctum who utilizes bestial incantations to protect the devourer of death. We'll be exploring how this build contends in the lands between, facing challenges in both the arena and against the elder dragon, Greyoll. But, like the video and give it to me bite-sized. So our armor is designed to balance both fashion and defense. As we're using earthly bestial incantations, it makes sense to have a feral look while not being completely defenseless to physical attacks. To achieve this, we have the fur raiment alongside the bull goat's gauntlets and greaves. This will provide us with an animalistic look alongside decent defense leaning towards lightning, but most importantly, poise. Our poise sits at 61 when you add in the bull goat's talisman, which will be more than enough to trade swings and survive a few small weapons. For our weapons, we have the Beast Claw Great Hammer, which comes with the weapon art Greyoll Beast Claw and benefits from holy damage. This acts as a normal Beast Claw, but slightly larger and spreads in the weapon's striking direction. Then we have the Sequendia, a dagger which boosts the power of our bestial incantations by 10% and comes with the weapon art Quickstep. Finally, our Claw Mark Talisman will also boost the bestial incantations by 10% for a total of 20%, and all of our weapons benefit from strength scaling. For our talismans, we have the Blessed Dew Talisman, which will give us a passive health recovery of 2 health per second, and when combined with Bestial Vitality, we can get 8 health per second, meaning we will heal from wounds over time. Our Green Turtle Talisman will boost our stamina recovery speed by 8 per second for 17.7%, and the Shard of Alexander will boost the power of our skills by 15%. Lastly, let's look at our offensive incantations, where we will be using the Beast Claw, Gurank's Beast Claw, Bestial Sling, and Stone of Gurrank. With all of this equipment combined, we have a deadly strength build which benefits from physical attacks, healing, and ranged attacks all within one build. For our stats, we're hitting a soft cap of 60 for Vigor and going for 40 for our Endurance, which will spare out some points for 18 Mind, as we'll be casting incantations fairly regularly. Our Dexterity is at 10 and our Faith is at 18, so we can utilize our weapons. Then we can pour the rest of our points into Strength for a total of 40. This is based on the level 125 hero, with all equipment upgraded one level below the maximum, which will avoid you having to use a rare Ancient Dragon Smithing Stone. So this build is extremely versatile, while not being overly complicated to use. I'm wielding the Claw Mark Seal in my right hand and the Sequenda in my left, which may seem counterproductive as it means we have to swap out our Beast Claw Great Hammer to cast incantations. But the tactic here is to use the rapid strikes of the dagger to strike those who dodge our hammer, or play aggressively, meaning we can benefit from both a slow but powerful swing and weaker but quicker swings, making it difficult for an enemy to close the gap. It's important to have the Claw Mark Talisman on the opposite hand of the Sequenda so we can benefit from those boosts to our incantations. I tend to start off fights by casting Bestial Vitality so we can start recovering from any damage we take, then we can utilize some ranged attacks to apply pressure. Bestial Sling is fantastic for finishing off a slippery enemy or dealing some minor damage without compromising your health. Beast Claw can be pressed for a small but quick energy wave across the ground, or charge more slowly for massive slices, which have fantastic range and can be tricky to dodge. Gurank's Beast Claw does the same, but in a 360 degree radius, and can be useful when surrounded by enemies, or if you're looking to catch an opponent playing safe, as the claws travel quickly and can be difficult to dodge. Then we have the Stone of Gurrank, which is great for throwing at an enemy who is locked in an animation, or who is rolling towards you. It's slow but does decent damage, and like Bestial Sling, you can chain these to apply pressure onto your enemy. Greyoll Beast Claw is fantastic for slashing an enemy who is within medium range, as they try to roll back, which means getting caught by the claws. Then when the enemy is within close range, the Beast Claw Great Hammer is a quick striking weapon with a large swing radius when one-handed, or overhead swings when two-handed. These can do fantastic stagger damage and catch most enemies before their strikes land. The range on the hammer isn't the best, especially with its rolling attack, which swings for a close distance, but when fighting range, it's better to use incantations. But what's our weakness? Well, casting animations can leave you exposed to quick and ranged attacks, so be careful. You can also struggle against high poise enemies who aren't easily staggered, or enemies with high physical and holy resistance. Also, enemies which can stagger you out of attacks will be difficult to deal with, requiring you to play on the defensive to gain some leverage. Overall, this is one of the best builds I've ever played, which can give both the Guts and Giant Dad builds a run for their money. While we benefit from the typical strength advantages, we have ranged attacks which provide options for countering a range of strategies, and the passive healing will put enemies on the offensive, hoping to end the battle before your health is restored. I'll leave you with some uninterrupted battles in the arena and against the Elder Dragon, Greyoll. But let me know your thoughts on this build in the comment section below, and of course subscribe. This is Bite Sized Otaku, and I hope you enjoyed.